How do you keep your positivity? How do you keep the hope? What is it that keeps you moving forward?
Well, I have seen over the years, over the decades that I've lived, that you do see change. It takes a long time sometimes, but the one thing that we know is that change happens when people are the ones that make it happen. Otherwise, it doesn't happen. And that's when, as the poet Pablo Neruda said, you know, you can cut all the flowers, but you can't hold back the spring.
Those words came from Dolores Huerta, a Latina legend who's been fighting for justice for decades. And today, that same spirit is alive in voices like Ana Navarro, never afraid to call Trump out directly.
How dare he question a judge's responsibility, a judge's adherence to the Constitution because he is of Mexican descent.
To understand the firestorm he ignited, we have to go back to 2016, when Donald Trump publicly claimed the American-born federal judge overseeing his Trump University lawsuit couldn't be impartial simply because of his Mexican heritage.
Mexican Americans bleed just as any other American when they go to war. They bled just as any other American at 911. They fight for America. They are Americans, and what he is doing is disgusting. I'm livid about it, and if this is his strategy to win over Hispanics, he's got a hell of a wake-up call coming to him.
It's a historical fact. From labor rights to civil rights, nothing has ever changed in this country until the people decided to change it. And in that moment, the final message became clear. The real question isn't who has the microphone, it's who has the power.
Okay, let's do it. Who's got the power? We got the power! What kind of power?
People power!
I thought to myself, this dude has got such a fixation with women and blood. What is wrong with him? And then you remember that this dude, this disgusting dude, is the president of the United States. And you realize just how much he is diminishing the presidency of the United States. You realize that what he is doing is not just acting for Donald Trump. He's acting for all of us. He's acting for our president. And he is embarrassing. He is shameful. He is disgusting.
That single word captures the raw frustration of political commentator Ana Navarro. For years, she has been one of Donald Trump's most outspoken and consistent critics, and that clip right there shows why.
You can't control your tweeting habits? Then stop tweeting. Go seek therapy. Go knit. Find a hobby. Talk to your wife. Do anger management. You've got to realize once and for all, you are no longer just Donald Trump. You're no longer just speaking for Trump Tower and Trump brand and Trump hotels and Trump steaks. You are speaking for an entire country. And our people do not deserve to be embarrassed and be represented by somebody who is so unfit for the job.
Her argument isn't just political, it's personal. It's a plea for a standard of behavior she believes has been completely abandoned. Today, we're not talking about general criticism. We are diving deep into Ana Navarro's specific case against Trump, using her own words to show why she believes his character is unfit for the office.
Whenever you see Trump picking a fight the way he's doing with CNN and MSNBC.
CNN is scum. MSDNC is scum. The New York Times is scum. They're bad people. They're sick.
Whenever he's picking a fight with AOC, as he was doing from Air Force One, he's trying to distract.
And this right here is, without a doubt, one of Ana Navarro's most crucial observations about Donald Trump's method of operation. It's not just a theory, it's a playbook we've seen run time and time again. She is absolutely spot on.
Got to start pivoting. You've got to start acting presidential. You should have started 6 months ago. But I'm really tired of hearing words like disappointed, like disturbed, like I'm bothered, like I wish he wouldn't do it. It's time that somebody looks at the camera and looks at him and calls him up and says, listen, you crazy lunatic 70-year-old man, baby, stop it. You are now the president of the United States, the commander-in-chief, and you need to stop acting like a mean girl because we just won't take it.
For Ana Navarro, that kind of divisive behavior isn't just a character flaw. It's an attack on the unifying values that she believes truly define the American people.
That there is not one single label of Americanism. America means loving your country. America means sacrificing for your country. America means putting your country first. It does not mean what language you came here speaking. It does not mean what holiday you celebrate. It means patriotism, love of country, and shared values. It has nothing to do with culture.
I want to finish by saying a few words in Spanish because I am a Guatemalan with much pride before I am an American.
Congresswoman Delia Ramirez, the first Guatemalan American woman ever elected to Congress from Illinois, speaks at an international summit in Mexico City. In Spanish, she honors her roots, saying she's a proud Guatemalan before she's an American.
Think about the millions of immigrants who came here legally in the great industrial wave of the early 1900s. All the way to the 1950s, they were eager to be Americans, to be part of the melting pot. They spoke English in public. But man, a lot has changed.
They turned it into a loyalty test. They rolled the clip over and over, stripped it of context, and framed it like she was rejecting America itself. Guest after guest lined up, not to debate her ideas, but to attack her character, questioning her patriotism, her allegiance, and even her right to serve in Congress. This wasn't journalism. It was a public trial on national television. No evidence, no context, just a verdict. Guilty of being too proud of where her family came from.
Tom, that's Illinois Congresswoman Delia Ramirez. She tried to clean up her remarks, of course, then blamed white supremacy for the criticism of those remarks. Your reaction, especially given the great patriotism of our immigrants throughout the last 100 years.
Wow. Wow. I mean, she's a U.S. citizen, serving as a member of Congress, had the privilege of the U.S. citizens in her state that voted for her to represent them. So her first obligation is to that state and to the citizens that put her in that position, so shame on her.
Now, if you listen to the whole clip, not the cherry-picked soundbite, it's clear she's talking about heritage and identity. Something Irish Americans, Italian Americans, and yes, even presidents have done for decades without anyone questioning their loyalty. But here's what happened next. Conservative politicians and media outlets pounced, twisting her words into an America Last narrative. Social media lit up with hashtags calling for her deportation. Yes, deportation of a U.S.-born citizen. And now, Republican lawmakers are pushing to strip her from the Homeland Security Committee, a role she's been serving in while fighting for immigrant rights, disaster relief, and community safety.
Ramirez is the daughter of Guatemalan immigrants, but was born in Chicago. The comments sparked outrage among conservatives. Republican Representative Andy Ogles of Tennessee wrote on X, "Denaturalize, deport, and kick her off Homeland Committee." Ramirez serves on the Committee on Homeland Security in Congress. The official account for the Department of Homeland Security also weighed in, responding with a quote from Teddy Roosevelt that said there is no room in this country for hyphenated Americanism. Ramirez herself also now responding. In a post on X, she said, "Honoring my Guatemalan ancestry only strengthens my commitment to America." Ramirez has been a vocal critic of President Trump, especially when it comes to immigration policy. She called his administration a fascist government, called for Homeland Security Secretary Kristi Noem to resign, and advocated for ICE to be defunded.
Let's be real here. When a politician of immigrant descent expresses pride in their roots, it's treated as treason. But when others do it, it's called patriotism with cultural pride. When the government starts punishing elected officials for speech, for identity, and for celebrating heritage, we're walking dangerously close to the territory of authoritarianism. That's not democracy. That's intimidation politics.
Listen, I lived through a right-wing dictatorship in Nicaragua,
tell us more.
Somoza,
Yeah.
and I lived as a child through left-wing dictatorship, the socialists, the Sandinistas. What do? They like to ration things, right? So the things that are coming out of Trump's mouth sound like rationing for the American people. I agree with you. He's not a socialist. What he is a authoritarian, and what he is a corrupt hypocrite. And, so whether he's a socialist or not, I think is not a relevant question. But he does have authoritarian characteristics that I think are far more troublesome. The attacks on the media, the attacks on the arts, the unwillingness to accept election results. I mean, he's still there, and he won't accept the election results from 2020. Those are all things that dictators do. And so I will keep saying that he walks like a duck, he talks like a duck, and he looks like a duck.
In the end, Ana Navarro's years of commentary force a difficult question upon the viewer. Are these simply the critiques of a political opponent or the prescient warnings of a canary in the coal mine?